Welcome, and please join me in the national anthem performed by Mariana Hanna, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow. Thank you, Mari. Now, if you'd join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Hello and welcome. I'm Jeff Turwin, the head of school, and it is so wonderful to be with all of you this morning. Thank you, teachers and parents alike. Our faculty stepped up and did some amazing work this year. But we also know it took a commitment from the whole community to pull this off. The future is looking bright, and our community is stronger than ever, and we will all have plenty of stories to tell. And speaking of stories, this class of 2021 created plenty of stories for us, and mostly good ones. I'm not going to lie, I may have had some concerns about this group of freshmen. They were coming in real hot, and I wasn't sure they were quite ready for prime time. Mr. Raghunathan got to first meet them as juniors. They were already somewhat formed. I had the pleasure of greeting this class of 2021 freshman style. They watched the seniors like Arham Siddiqui entertain us during morning meeting and start interesting and engaging clubs, and they wanted a piece of that. They were hungry for more. So what did they do? They followed Zubin's lead and went all in on Beyblade Club. Again, I had some doubts. That being said, this group was relentless, and they still are. This class also benefited from having one of the most engaged and vibrant group of international students, many of whom have traveled back home. Just imagine the year plus that they have had. Also bolstering this class was a group of dynamic and interesting folks who joined after 9th grade, bringing that magical alchemy to its full force. If you joined after 9th grade, please stand to be recognized. And this is where Saram is confused, and George is going to make some Olympic excuse. Round of applause. Thank you. The entire class was now fully formed, and they were committed to figure out who they were while also helping to reshape what was possible. And the rest is history as they continued to intrigue and thrill us with their growth and evolution. Seniors, over these last 4 years, you were unapologetically you, while also taking care of one another along the way. You have taken our school values of be yourself and be ambitious to new heights, and you truly believe that anything is possible. Here's the crazy thing. If you hang out with this group long enough, you start to believe it too. This group has taught us that pushing forth with reckless abandon, a spirit of adventure, and confidence that you will figure it out often leads to figuring it out. Don't bend to the wind, push headlong into the gale. You'll be stronger on the other side. It is clear that each of them has written their own interesting and compelling story. And these chairs in front of me include award-winning artists, state champion athletes, scholars of government, neuroscience, engineering, and big fans of tiktaalik, a lobed-finned fish of some sort. What is it with this place and fish? Has Amir already been replaced? Should I tell Zeke? Their individual stories that were written have coalesced and manifest in college opportunities that are spectacular fits, despite being one of the most difficult years to be a college applicant, all the while helping to lead our school through this challenging year. You have received an education like no other, thanks to the talented faculty who helped to guide you, and because of the forces beyond this campus that taught you immeasurable lessons about life, work, and perspective. You are ready for tomorrow's world. Whether the world is ready for you is another story. As I pondered how to honor each of you, I considered NFTs. They're all the rage, right? Non-fungible tokens. Basically something unique, something that can't be replaced by anything else. There is only one of them. That seems so perfect for this unique assemblage of personalities. So I wanted to create one for each of you. But that requires some serious blockchain skills, some crypto. That was a non-starter. So instead, I'll just remember each of you as an NFJ, a non-fungible jaguar, unique and valuable in your own Wellington way. Given an NFJ designation isn't enough, right? So I kept pondering. And in these challenging moments, I fall back on WWMDD. What would Mike DeWine do? He'd have a lottery. I have therefore gone to the great effort and expense to tape under each of your seats a scratch-off lottery ticket with a note from me reminding you that you are indeed an NFJ. Even if you don't win anything, keep that note as a reminder that you were part of something spectacular. I didn't give you coins, don't start yet. Class of 2021, you helped lead this school when the need was critical. I will always be indebted to you for that. You are amazing, and we are going to miss your presence around this place. No matter where you roam, continue to believe in the power of you. You are jaguars. Anything is possible. We learned that together this year. Congratulations, class of 2021. Each year, Wellington acknowledges the lifers, those students who have been attending Wellington since pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, or first grade. The class of 2021 has 10 lifers. In honor of this unique dedication to the school, these students were given a blue cord at the senior celebration on Tuesday evening to designate their lifer status. Would the following students and their parents please rise when your name is called, and please hold the applause until they've all been named. Audrey Armand, Griffin Biernat, Isaac Brown, Caroline Cook, Christine Cook, Reagan Cadlick, Evan Manley, Will Miller, Heath Thomas, and Declan Unverfurth. We thank you for the amazing commitment your longevity represents. You may be seated.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rishi Raghunathan. I'm the head of the upper school, and it's nice to see all of you and your faces. Isaac Brown is the music award winner this year. He will be performing The Debutante by Herbert L. Clarke and accompanied by Diane Fraser. Isaac, take it away. Thank you, Isaac. Each year, the seniors choose a member of the class to be the class speaker. It is my pleasure to welcome this year's class speaker, Rory O'Sullivan.
Well, class of 2021, we did it, baby! That went by way faster than I expected, with only a few minor hiccups along the way, right? It is so cool that we are able to be out here with, a pandemic. We have dealt with so many hardships over the past year and a half. We are so resilient. We persevere through tough times. Okay, all right, I'm sure you don't want to hear any more of that. It's something we've been told all year, how patient and flexible we are in these trying times. I mean, sure, but I don't want our class to be remembered as the class of COVID, the class of online school. I want our class to be remembered by what we brought to the community here at Wellington. We deserve to be remembered for the sense of togetherness and joy we brought to the art room, the soccer field, the theater, the robotics team, all communities of Wellington. What's great about how small Wellington is that everyone knows each other, especially within your own class. If you were to think of someone random in this class, anyone, I'm sure you could instantly remember 2 to 3 experiences you had with them, whether it be a shared study hall sophomore year in 511A, or you found yourself outside the green room after school and shared a conversation about monkeys. We will be seeing our best friends long after high school, but this is likely the last time we will see this group of people all together in the same place. The small interactions you had with someone here are special. I think it was freshman year in late fall when I was in the Commons after school and I was sitting by that corner that's all windows that looks out over the soccer field. The only other person in the area was Lauren, and somehow we started talking about how awkward teenage boys are and how ridiculous they can be in conversations online. Now, I'm pretty sure this was the first ever conversation I had with Lauren, and I didn't have any social media at the time, so yes, it was interesting to talk about how our peers behave around each other, but I was also taking mental notes the whole time, like, don't say I love you 3 weeks into dating someone, you are 13 years old. Another moment in the Commons that has stuck with me is when Mario Kart Club broadcasted a tournament on the big board, and I'm sure about 50 people gathered to watch. Owen and I had the biggest, doofiest smiles on our faces, admiring how much of a success it was. It was wonderful to hear Funky Kong's wails through the Commons. What I was really proud of was the diversity of people that watched and participated in the tournament. I hadn't seen anything like it outside of sporting events and theater shows. I believe Sky ended up taking the crown. I don't know why we let him participate. He's too good. Hey, do you guys remember Wise? I was so excited to go to Verona. Anyway, the point of bringing this up isn't to remind you of what could have been or the struggle we have been through. No. The point is that it's another example of people from different groups coming together for something and having fun with it. The Verona trip was centered around Shakespeare and theater, so we as a group were going to write and perform an original play. We didn't make it there. However, that didn't stop us from filling the whiteboard with ideas. Olivia suggested a steampunk theme. Evan suggested at some point there was a murder. I wanted a romance. Mr. Eberly and Mr. Leonard were terrified. At some point, someone brought up the idea that we parody the school and we each play a teacher. Somehow that idea did not get the green light. But the fun of it was spitballing wacky ideas at each other, and slowly every one of us became more and more comfortable with each other, sharing thoughts and ideas. It was really cool to witness before my eyes. 4 years ago, when middle school was in its closing act, it was time for everyone to decide where to go. And I remember I was just in a handful of people who were not going to attend cause. I was the only one going to a private school. I remember the jokes about how I'll be playing polo and I'll name my personal horse Butterscotch. When I visited here before I even stepped foot in the building, I was like, they have their own flag? At first, I thought Wellington was going to be snobby and pretentious. Anyway, it isn't. Wellington is full of people who care about each other. The amount of work that is poured into projects and events for such a small community is incredible. The time and energy feeds back into itself because of school-wide enthusiasm. When I will remember my time at Wellington during my life, I will think of the larger events, like that rainy Pinson Day sophomore year, or my final high school theater production in front of a full audience, or competing at state tournaments on the academic quiz team. But also the smaller things, like Friday Rumble. Who's going to be fighting each other today? Oh my God, are you serious? There's no way a T-Rex could beat Optimus Prime. Or morning meeting. Look, is that Zubin in line again? And is he holding an orange? Or when I miss one science class, and all of a sudden our class mascot is a Tiktaalik. Those surprises really did add a substantial and unexpected amount of excitement to my day and made me look forward to the next one a little bit more. I'm going to miss that. Maybe I will feel a similar way in the future about some place, but it won't feel like Wellington. There won't be the same strange theater traditions or the patchy baseball field up the street. There won't be the same people in the halls. That's what we will be remembered for. People. Smiling, frowning, crying, laughing, people. When I look at our class, I see so many incredible students among us. I want to thank every one of you for giving me an unforgettable high school experience. I wish you all the best in luck in college and in the rest of your life. I'll miss you guys. Thank you.
Rory, thank you. Seniors, I heard you. I got the message. I will not talk about COVID. This was the hardest speech to write, kids, hardest speech to write. All I want to do was talk about COVID. Instead, I'll talk to you about my second favorite topic, me. I want to share with you a few important lessons that I've learned throughout my life. The last 20 years of my life have been predictable, very stable. Before that, it was anything but. I'll give you the short version. I was born in India, and I moved to the US when I was 13. Then I spent 7 months in Gainesville, Florida, 3 years in Tempe, Arizona, 5 years in Cincinnati, Ohio, 2 years in Tucson, Arizona, 1 year in Madison, Wisconsin, 2 years in Rancho Cucamonga, California, 19 years in Milwaukee, stayed for a while, and now 2 years in Columbus. I think that's a Johnny Cash song about me, I'm not sure. I've been everywhere, man. During the formative years of my life, I learned that the only constant I could count on was change. Ripped from Chennai, India, the only place I knew, my parents moved me to a new country and a new school. American middle school terrified me. I had no idea what to expect. My first few weeks in the US were wonderful. My early experience in an American college town exposed me to a diversity I had never seen before. Everybody reached out to the new guy and made me feel included. Acclimation was much better than I expected. Just as I got settled, my parents thought, it's time to move again. 7 months later, we move. We're headed to Tempe, Arizona. Much larger school, starting 9th grade. Here, I was truly alone. I wallowed in pity, a lot of sadness. End of ninth grade, I had to make a choice. And the choice I made was to engage with my community. I ran for student council president for sophomore year. I unseated the incumbent. I took a risk. I believed that I could. It took me out of my comfort zone, and it made me meet people. That event changed my high school career, and I never looked back. And let's fast forward past the undergraduate years. That's a different story. Some of you may have heard me joke about the fact that I'm a graduate school dropout. I didn't have the courage to tell my parents that I didn't want to go. I was trapped in expectations. It felt like all my friends were graduating college and moving on to bigger and better opportunities. And there I was, still unsure of what I wanted to do with my life. When I got to graduate school, I was way out of my league. For the first time in my life, I felt like a poser. I was scared. I didn't ask for help. I ran from everything that made me successful. I pretended everything was okay while my house was on fire. What this experience taught me is that failure isn't fatal. At the time, I believed that I had sabotaged my future. I was feeling ashamed and guilty for letting people down. That failure was important to me because it launched me on the trajectory that I am on today. I stand before you as a successful educator who loves what he does. My failure does not define me. In fact, it made me. After graduate school, I entered a period of my life where I tried out many different jobs. I worked as a butcher at Whole Foods. I was a barista at a coffee shop, not called Starbucks, and a flight attendant. The flight attendant thing, well, my wife convinced me to apply. She was a French teacher, so she wanted to fly for free to Paris. And what was in it for me was airline food. At that time, I considered myself a connoisseur of airline food. Right, I have a soft spot for institutional food. Working for United, I learned a valuable lesson on being present. The flight doors close, the cabin is compressed, and you take off to your destination. At this point, you are trapped with the crew and the passengers. We did not choose each other. This is the hand we were dealt. People behave awkwardly when they're crammed into tight spaces with complete strangers. Think about elevators. They can't help but act differently than their true selves. I could respond to this awkwardness and be awkward, or I could choose to be compassionate, helpful, funny, reassuring. Time and time again, I chose the latter. I worked with countless crews and showed up as my best possible self. Change was constant. How I responded to the uncertainty was the only key to a successful multi-day trip. You are on the verge of your next great adventure. You are an agent of your destiny. You have to believe in yourself. The only time I quit on myself is when I was in graduate school. When the journey gets hard, you must be prepared to ask for help. As a flight attendant, I was never alone. We had to depend on each other without the benefit of knowing each other. You are never alone. Don't forget about the relationships that nurture and sustain you. Call your parents, call your grandparents, a relative, a teacher, a coach. Surround yourself with people who make you better. The people that will love you and hold you capable are the friends and the mentors you need. Life is challenging. The only way out is through. Your attitude, your effort, your smile, your heart will make the difference. When you get to college, choose to show up. Choose to be present in your journey. Choose to be an agent of your destiny. We have prepared you well for the next big step in your life. Remember that the student that first walked into this space is not the same student here today. You have grown up. You have matured. You have emerged as a better human being. We love you. We are proud of you. We are going to miss you. Go Jags. Thank you. This is what everybody came for. Dr. Turvin, Mr. Manley, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, parents, alumni, guests, and friends. It is my distinct privilege to present to you for graduation the members of the Wellington Class of 2021. Before we start, we are going to take a moment to recognize the students that could not physically be here with us today. George Bavalis Callanan, Yushin Fu, Tsuhang Guo, Yunshi Lee, Zhihao Yuan. Let's give them a round of applause. I hope you all are watching, because no matter where on earth you roam, you're in our hearts. It is a tradition for at Wellington, for faculty, administrators, current and former trustees, and founders to be invited to present the diploma to their graduate. We ask that these individuals to accompany their graduate to the stage. Students, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your diploma. Hassan Akram Abaza. Audrey Suzanne Arman. Owen Miguel Basobas O'Carroll. Carolyn Page Bennett. Griffin Davis Bernat. Isaac Oppenheimer Brown. Anastasios Bavelis Callanan. Sophia Kasmira Sensor. Justin Ricardo Cockrell. I'll take a hug. Congratulations. Caroline Eileen Cook. Christine Brown Cook. Karina Marie Dyson. Sophia Dawn Dunlap. Joshua David Ghosh Groen. I'll take a hug.
Let's do it.
Vincent Tone Jang. Lou Godfrey. Angelina Maria Grachowski. Mariana Ashley Hanna. Evan Bradley Henry. Sky Alexander Ballard Jacket. Karsten Stefan Judge. Reagan Elizabeth Cadlick. Yu Kyung Kang. Pranav Kana Kora. Jordan Julian Livitz. Olivia Camille Loudon. Evan David Manley. William Thomas Miller. Kathan Nahush Mokadam. Kiran Nahush Mokadam. Rory Joseph O'Sullivan. Lola Catherine Perez. Nora Summer Rajub. Matthew Marlon Reed. Avery Lyndon Rennick. Zubin Hostetler Reazi. Savannah Patrice Riley. Elliot Downing Roth. Congratulations. Owen Yoshimura Roth. Lauren Elizabeth Sable. Samuel William Schwartz. All right. I'm taking a hug. Trinity Deshay Scott. Yunro Shen. Sarm Mohammed Siddiqui. Julius Harold Skastos. Marcus Novell Stewart. Heath Lyon Thomas. Victor Reese Thompson. Declan Coleman Unverfirth. Taylor Cameron Vargo. Maximilian Anton Wolfgang Windle. Scout Jacob Michael Zoss. Take your time. Congratulations. We were wondering when those balloons would pop. Waited until all the names were called. That's wonderful. Students, we have one final act. Before you become a Wellington alumni, please move your tassels from the right side to the left.
Good, he didn't have to go back and forth. You're gonna do the 1, 2, 3.
Yes. Yep. My line literally says, "Point at Lola." Well, make sure you grab your caps. Stay at your spots. We're not done yet. At this time, I invite Miss Lisa Springer to the stage to lead us in the alma mater.
Oh, bring it in.
You could come to the center.
They're scooching so they can do their.
Yeah, yeah. Are we ready? Oh, Wellington, to thee we sing, forevermore our praise will bring, no matter where on earth we roam, you're in our hearts, you are our home. Oh, Wellington, my heart is true to thy proud colors, white and blue. You are our pride, our will to win, our hope and courage, Wellington, oh Wellington.
Hold up, seniors. Hold up, hold up. Parents, I present to you the graduating class of 2021. Give them one more round of applause. Seniors, congratulations. You have worked hard to achieve your goals. This moment belongs to you, and it belongs to all of us. Your success was made possible by the love and sacrifices your parents made to get you here. Your success was supported by the love and support from your teachers and coaches. I am proud to be a Jaguar. I have tremendous faith in your generation. Your future is wide open. I want your generation to be the next wave of entrepreneurial, thoughtful, innovative, and compassionate Americans. You are going to be the generation that solves our problems and lifts us to greatness. We need to collaborate with you as you shape the world. Guests, please stay seated until our graduates have recessed. Then join us for a reception on the patio across from the Thomas family dining room. Thank you. We can turn up the music.